and I'm never getting married again. Dad is so scorned. He done cashed out on everything. Before we dive into the video, I would love to thank all my new subscribers. We're on the road to 6,000, so don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel. We're dropping heat. Also, like this video. The more likes we get on the video, the more YouTube will push the video out into the YouTube universe. That's enough of me rambling. Let's dive into the content.
I do not wish to go to jail for this. Not having any more children or getting married again, so I don't expect these disruptions again.
Okay, you said you're getting married again.
No, I'm not getting married again.
Not getting married. Okay.
Deciding what can be paid to avoid homelessness or incarceration.
He has not seen the kids in many years, and that is due to other personal choices that he's made.
Jade Haggerty versus Brandon Kelly. The total monthly obligation for this case is $1,035.50 a month. The last payment was paid yesterday, February 6, 2024, in the amount of $1,100. There's been 3 show causes, 0 bench warrants, 2 contempt findings. I monitor compliance by the last 3 months at $1,035 a month, and he should have paid $3,105. He also agreed and was ordered to make 3 lump sum payments in the amount of $2,200 that was due November 17th, $1,400 that was due December 1st, $2,070 was due December 31st. So that equals $5,670 in lump sum payments, which brought the total to $8,775. With the $1,100 that was paid yesterday, the total shortfall is $7,675. The total arrears on this case is $7,653.20. The last sentencing was June 21st, 2023. You sentenced him to 21 days, and he purged out with $500.
Your Honor, my client is self-employed. He does remodeling as a licensed builder, and during the holiday season is when his business slows way down, and that is what happened with him this last year. He's been through a lot. He's had a divorce. He newly got sober. He is trying to deal with this child support. He had one employee that left him in September. His roommate also moved out. He's been having a hard time keeping up with life and paying everything that he needs to pay. And he didn't have a vehicle. Right now he is sharing a vehicle, and things are looking better. You know, this is now a busy time for him. He is getting more work. He is able to turn things around, and he will be able to pay another $1,100 this month. His goal is to get these payments down so he can no longer be behind. He is doing everything he can to, dig himself out of this hole. Being self-employed, income comes in and goes out is kind of rough. And then he went through a patch where they're really, really slow during the holidays. But now is the chance for him to make significant more money and start paying down on these things. And so what we're asking for is an adjournment to allow him that time to get the business going again, to be able to make another payment by the end of this end of February. His goal is to continue with payments in at least the monthly amount, if not more. He's going to be putting everything extra that he can towards it to pay down these arrears, and we're asking for him to be given that opportunity. He did make that payment yesterday. He is very concerned about this. He does not want to keep these arrears in, and he's serious, and I think that payment does indicate that he's serious, and he needs the time to show that he can do this.
Mr. Kelly, your attorney has mentioned all these things about that your business is picking up now, you're working a lot. How does this court have any confidence that in the next month or so that it's going to be different than the last month or so?
I would say historically over the 12 years of this case, this has been sort of a pattern where I'll fall behind due to work or other things, and then I'm able to catch up in lump sums and then generally continue at the monthly rate. I also would like to have this cleared so I'm not spending the court's time, the plaintiff's time, my time here. I do not wish to go to jail for this. But like the defender explained, it's been just cascading events through the fall, basically holding my breath, deciding what can be paid to avoid homelessness or incarceration. Historically, also, this is the next 10 months until Thanksgiving is our busiest time of the year, which in the past has allowed me to catch up. But as she explained, the last year was sort of an anomaly in my life. But I'm not having any more children or getting married again, so I don't expect these disruptions again. And as she said, my goal is to be free of this debt and move forward with life.
Okay, you said you're getting married again.
No, I'm not getting married again.
Not
Sorry.
getting married. Okay, I thought you said you were. What's your education background, sir?
High school and some college.
So do you have access? You said you have, you don't have a vehicle, but you had some access to a vehicle. I just wonder how you're able to carry out your job without a vehicle.
Correct. I am being sort of loaned a vehicle and sharing it with somebody else as they need it. I have it a majority of the time. I recently started 2 employees after the holidays. So I am able to get to work on a daily basis, and the employees have their own vehicles as well. If there's a pinch, I can ride with an employee. My plan is to pay this debt down prior to purchasing a vehicle, which will require down payment, monthly payments, etc. So that is why I've stayed without a vehicle, simply because I have this and I can't afford it.
Ms. Haggerty, is there anything you'd like to tell me?
I'm just at a loss, Your Honor. I'm at a loss. I mean, this has been going on far longer than just the enforcement, and it's been going on when Brandon was in a very good financial spot. So that's where I have a hard time, because his children were never a priority when he was in a good financial way. So I feel, on the one end that, he's been awarded a lot of opportunity and a lot of time, and he just hasn't learned the lesson. I mean, I can't understand why, the last time he spoke to the enforcement officer, he made these promises to pay. I don't think he's aware of the sacrifices that we make on a daily basis to get the kids what they need. We can't ask for an extension and a lump sum payment on our mortgage or our car payment or braces or college tuition or whatever it is that we're paying. And the lights and the food and the most basic needs of our kids being met. And sometimes that means taking a job that you don't want to take. And over the course of many, many years, I think he's been unwilling to do something or make sacrifices for his children to help financially. And he has not seen the kids in many years. And that is due to other personal choices that he's made. And, that's a whole other conversation. I mean, he was also ordered a lump sum payment of $2,000 on May 9th of 2023 that never was paid. I mean, he's had orders and chances and agreements over the course of time. And it's very difficult for me, because he is also the father of my children, to want to see him in jail. And I am a sympathetic person, but I don't know what will hold him accountable, because everything has just been a promise that's been broken. There's been no incentive made to make good on these promises. When he made the last lump sum agreement, I told the enforcement officer he will not pay this money. And I just don't know what will change. I mean, $1,100 doesn't mean much when he has not made a payment since 8/16/23. That was last time he paid. So again, we can't go 6 months at a time in regular life and not pay groceries and not pay bills and help support our kids. So I just don't think it's fair to ask that as the primary parent of the kids. And I know my son is no longer included in this, of my daughter. I've done this for many, many years, and I just don't know what will change. I don't know what will change. We can't go months and months at a time and not see, and then $500 every, 6 months or this or that. I mean, I would like him to make good on these payments, but and agreements. I don't know when he will.
Okay. Well, we'll have to find that out. Anything else you have, Ms. Perkins?
Nothing further, thank you.
Okay. Well, in this case, the court's heard the testimony as well as a statement of Ms. Haggerty. Again, it does have a long record of promises without compliance, as Ms. Hester had documented. The respondent did make basically statements and stated that he was going to make a number of voluntary payments, which he didn't make in this particular matter. And as I heard what those were, I guess when I heard them, I questioned whether he was going to make those payments because of the extent of what they are, and clearly he didn't. So he stated that things have slowed up in his business, but notwithstanding that, he's not testified that he did anything other to try to find some other employment, try to find other full-time employment that would, again, allow him to pay on a regular full-time basis. He's had some other personal issues that have impacted, again, his life, but everybody has those. And Ms. Haggerty has stated that, everybody has issues, and you still have to support the kids. And again, to be able to, again, keep the lights on, if you would, and pay all of those things. She's not able to do that on the sporadic payments that Mr. Kelly is making in this particular matter. The court will find that he has failed to exercise due diligence. He failed to refuse to comply in this matter, and therefore he is in contempt of court. Anything, Ms. Perkins, before we sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Well, sir, what the court could do, the court could sentence you up to 90 days in jail. I'm not going to do that. You had a prior 21-day sentence back in June of last year. The court would think that would motivate you to, again, pay or to do something. It doesn't seem to have had that impact in this particular case. What the court is going to do is the court is going to, at this point, is going to sentence you to 45 days in jail with credit for no time served. The court would set in place a purge amount of $1,000, and I'm going to have that payable, but I'm going to suspend the sentence for 60 days. I'm giving you additional 60 days to comply. In that 60 days, you have to pay your regular payments, and if you pay the purge amount of $1,000, then that would take care of it. If you don't, then you'll be back in the 60 days, and the court will determine whether we continue a suspension of that time or whether you go to jail. So it's all up to you at this point. Not like the last time when you made promises to Miss Hester and didn't keep them. At this particular point, if you don't comply, you're going to jail. It's that simple. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then Miss Hester will reschedule that for about 60 days out, and we will then see you back at that particular time. Ms. Haggerty, thank you for showing up and, again, making a statement in this matter. And we'll close this matter at 11:01 a.m. You're free to go. Have a good day.
You earn $13.
All right, so you see, this is like the fourth or fifth case I've done in Michigan. Now, but majority of my cases are indeed Texas. Texas got a different court order than Michigan. In Michigan, they're gonna put you in jail. I wouldn't even have intercourse with a woman in Michigan because they file in Michigan, you're going to jail. They don't play no games in Michigan. The man paid $1,000 that day, and they still found him in the contempt and say 45 days. They're going to suspend it for 60 days as long as he get back on track. But if he don't get back on track, he going to jail. Michigan don't play. Nevertheless, it's Antonio with Team Tiggio. I know this dad say he's no more kids, no more wife. He done. So we'll see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe. You can support the channel. Cash App in the scroll bar.